When is it time to call it quits? When you've been trying to get pregnant and it's not happening, it's been over a year. You've tried everything from fertility treatments, holistic treatments, herbs, vitamins, prayer, everything. You have tried everything to get pregnant and you reach a point where you're like, it's time to stop. When do you know when that time is? The short answer to that is you never really do. I think somewhere deep in your heart, you always wonder what if, but you can get to a point where you have peace with that decision, peace with saying, all right, I'm done. I've tried my best. I can move on. But there's a lot of different factors that come into making this decision. A lot of different factors starting with, it's not permanent. Sometimes you have to stop for your mental health. Trying to get pregnant, going through the fertility process, it can be emotionally draining, especially if you're hit with disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. It can be a cost factor. It can be affecting you and your spouse. It can be so many different things. So when you're starting to evaluate, when do I stop? Start with where you at. Stopping doesn't mean you don't want to have children ever at all, like you're done. It could mean you can start to consider adoption. That's also pricey. Only people think it, you can just go somewhere, pick up a kid and come home with it. It's not that simple. But that is an option, and it's such a great option. You can consider foster care. Foster care is another option when you're ready to become a mother and you're ready to devote your time to having a child. Foster care is a great way to start. You can consider surrogacy. Surrogacy doesn't necessarily have to be you paying someone. Like, surrogacy can be pricey. We all know that. Surrogacy could also mean it could be a relative that's kind enough to carry for you. The process of getting your eggs, your partner's semen together into somebody, that can be costly. It can be quite the process and also emotionally draining. But surrogacy is also an option. It's about reframing your thought process, because just because you may have decided that you no longer want to try to carry, it doesn't mean that motherhood is completely off the table. It could just mean becoming a mother will look different for you. And have peace in that. Because again, foster care, adoption, surrogacy, these are all different ways to become a mother. So these are things that you can consider. Again, they are different processes, and all of them are emotional. Because from foster care, adoption, surrogacy, it's all an emotional process that is different from the actual fertility process, but it's still an emotional process that you have to mentally prepare yourself for. And I don't want you to think, oh, it's that simple again. All right, fine. I haven't been able to get pregnant, so let me go ahead and pick up a kid over there. I know it's not that simple, and I know you know it's not that simple. However, trying to get pregnant and facing constant disappointment is an emotional toll for many people, and having different options such as surrogacy, such as foster care, such as adoption. These are options that aid you in the journey to becoming a mother. So consider these things. Again, if it's physically too much, look at these other options. It doesn't mean motherhood is off the table. You're just making a decision that your body is not going to carry this child. You're not making a decision that the motherhood journey is over for you. Another reason why you may decide that, trying to get pregnant is officially off the table for you is if it's like causing you anxiety and depression, and it's such an emotional toll on you that you're not even functioning normally. Again, the process should be, while it can be heavily emotional and draining, it should also be happy. But if you find yourself more depressed, more unhappy, more stressed, full of anxiety, trying to go through this fertility process, and you're drained, this may be a time to stop. Again, it doesn't mean you have to stop completely. It just means you may need to stop for the time being. It may mean you have to consider a different route. Your emotional and mental health is so critical that when you are going through the fertility process and as you've been on it for a while, you may need to breathe, sis. You may need to breathe, take a step back, or decide, you know what? I gave it my best. It's time to look for other options in another direction, because your emotional and mental health is critical. Last thing you want is to go through this process, get pregnant, and you've been so emotionally drained, you haven't even enjoyed nothing. When the baby comes here, you're so tired. Most likely it won't be. You'll be happy that you be holding the baby. But if you're at the other end where it's not happening, make peace with your emotional health and mental health being okay versus trying before you completely destroy your spirit in trying. Sometimes financially and physically, it's such a toll because fertility treatments, man, they can be pricey. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I had a friend that was considering refinancing her house to try IVF because she wanted it so bad. Her husband was like, nah, no, we're not about to do this for something that we may not be able to get a refund if it doesn't work. It's not even guaranteed it'll work. And God forbid we miscarry. Well, not only will we be dealing with the emotional toll of miscarrying, but be out almost $20,000. Yeah, he said absolutely not. I mean, another friend of mine, she said that her and her spouse, luckily for them, it did work. She got a loan. She got a loan to get pregnant. And that could have, you know what I mean? Like if it didn't work out, how emotionally draining would that have been on their marriage? It was a big decision they needed to make. And, you know, while they have a little bundle of joy, they're still paying that loan. Whew. 20,000. I think theirs was 25. I don't know. Something like that's what she told me. I'm like, physically, your body could be taking a huge toll. You got to think about the hormonal treatments, how they make you feel, how you physically feel after trying, like, how you physically feel with hormonal injections and taking medications and going the holistic route. It's like it can take such a physical toll on the body that you may need to stop because your body physically can't handle it anymore, let alone emotionally. But your body could be going through just way too much. The last thing you want to feel is completely drained and then financially drained. So these are all, again, these are reasons why it's okay to just say, you know what, I'm going to stop, and I have peace in stopping. If your relationship, and I'm going to be very clear about this, if your relationship is taking a major toll on this fertility process, that is a reason to consider stopping. You want to make sure you and your spouse are on the same page. Y'all got to be on the same page. When that baby comes, you have to be on the same page. You must be. Because the emotional toll going through fertility treatments and the process, it can be, again, financially draining, physically draining, mentally draining. But if y'all ain't on the same page and understand that you are partners in this, it can destroy your relationship. I don't want that. You don't want that. They don't want that. Because you don't want anyone to feel resentful. And that could be a reason enough to say, we're done. But make sure it's a reason for the two of you. If it's like, yo, I love you enough that this is destroying our relationship, we need to stop. Again, it's not permanent. You can try again later. But if you do decide it's just going to have to be just us, make sure it's a decision the two of you are making and have peace with it. Consider what life would be like with just the two of y'all. Is that enough? Is it enough? Is this something does your partner think adoption should be an option you can consider? Foster care, something you can consider. Surrogacy, something you can afford and consider. Like, these are options that you both should be talking about, but you have to be on the same page. You are partners. So deciding to completely stop, go down a different route, or it's okay for it to be just the two of you, that's something that you both should consider. If it's going to be the two of you, you're partners in this, and the two of you are enough. But sometimes, like, one person may not want to stop. So let's say you want to stop, but your partners want to stop. Seek some type of counseling, group counseling, couples counseling, because if you're ready to stop, because again, it's the emotional, financial, physical toll on your body, that's something you and your spouse need to be on the same page on. If you want to stop, but they don't, again, that can take an emotional toll on your relationship. Find out why and be open to listening. I know sometimes it's like, it's my body, my choice. Absolutely. But you have a partner, and your partner has a right to speak up and express their feelings and emotions of why they want to try maybe one more time, one more round, a couple more options. Figure out where they are before you make the final decision. But if they're on the same page as you because they see you suffering, appreciate that. Sometimes women play little games and be like, yeah, I want to stop because you want somebody to convince you to make another decision. Truth of the matter is, ain't nobody got time for all that, okay? If you are talking to your spouse about options of stopping, then stand on stand on all 10 toes, okay? Stand on all 10 toes, because if you want to stop, they're going to respect that. Do not get mad because they didn't talk you out of it. Make this decision together, be on the same page, and be very honest. If they're not ready to stop, but you're ready to stop, figure out a middle ground. Find a middle ground as to where you can maybe pause for maybe a couple of months so you get your brain refreshed, you're physically refreshed, you're not as drained, whatever you guys need to do, but make the decision together. When you're considering stopping, it's okay to grieve. Like we grieve so much on so many things that we let go of besides people. You can grieve saying to yourself, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. I am letting go of the idea of being physically pregnant and carrying a baby. You can grieve that. It's not easy, but make peace with the current decision. And it's just the current decision. Remember, you can always change your mind later. I keep repeating that because it's the truth. It doesn't mean that you have to stop forever. It just means you're making a decision to stop as of right now. There are so many women that go on and it's just them and their spouse and they're good. It's just the two of us with a doggy or a cat or even a fish. If it's just the two of y'all, it's going to be just the two of y'all. Make peace with that. Make sure your partner has peace with that, and be okay with that. Again, if you need support, there are lots of support groups that support it. Again, you can find some on Facebook. Reddit has a few, counseling, things like that, to grieve, because again, you're grieving something that you were working so hard towards, and now you're letting it go. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to make peace with that. It's okay to live without children. Some might say you probably be happier. Some might say you and your spouse may be in a better place now that you have made peace with trying and you're letting it go. And these other options may be for you or they may not be for you. Regardless, you carrying and stopping the trying to conceive process, you may find more peace in making that decision than if you continue to try. Just know you still have purpose. Even if you do not become physically a mother and you don't have a child that lives with you, there's mothering in so many different ways. There's spiritual mothers, godmothers, aunties. I was auntie for a very long time. So there's different ways that you can mother. You still have purpose. Just because you may not physically be able to carry, or you've decided that you no longer want to try to physically carry, does not mean motherhood's off the table for you, that you have no purpose in this world. There are many women that are fully satisfied and they don't have children and they're very happy. And again, I just want to wrap by saying there are so many other options you can consider. And this ain't over. Deciding to stop does not mean you want to stop forever. Some of you may feel like, well, I'm getting older. I need to make this decision now or never. That's okay. Because if you're older and it's like, all right, look, I'm just going to throw this out there. Like, I'm 7 years old. I'm at peace with, I'm just throwing that out there. But I'm at peace with not having children, or I'm at peace with stopping. That's okay. You still have purpose. And if you're not that age between 30 and in your 30s and 40s, and you feel like you're on the cuff of, maybe you feel like your eggs are drying up, or you're getting too old, and you have much more peace in knowing that I'm going to let this go and look at other options, or it's going to just have to be just me and my partner, regardless, have peace in that. Just know that you can change your mind later, because again, this is not permanent. I promise you can change your mind later. And if you decide this is it, I am done, I'm walking away, you and your spouse are good with that, y'all are good with just being just the two of you, have peace in that and find happiness in that as well. You tried. You really tried, and it's okay. It's okay. And this goes for my ladies who've had multiple miscarriages as well, because sometimes you can get pregnant and you just continually miscarry, and it's just like, I can't physically keep in my body through this. And you're done. That's okay. That's okay, because again, that physical and mental toll, it's heavy. Look at other options, or be happy with what you have and where you are. As long as you and your significant other are okay, then know that you are going to be okay. Because I know you're going to be okay, let's talk about the Yoni product of the week. It's the Yoni oil. So Yoni oil, here you go. How's herbs in it. What I love about this oil, besides the amazing smell, is it's so soothing for the body. Now I have herbs in it that specifically nourish the skin and relax the body. The herbs that are in this bottle are specifically made to relax the body, relax the womb area, especially if it's warm. Fresh out the shower, you can put it on your skin. You can put it from head to toe. My sister says she puts it on her whole entire body. It's mainly for the womb and back area, like that whole entire area, to just kind of relax you. I put it on my neck as well because I find these are my stress areas the most. Some women use it as a massage oil. It is totally up to you, my good sis. But this oil, again, the code at the bottom for you to get a discount to try out the Yoni oil. But the oil is for you to nourish yourself and treat yourself because you deserve it. And for my ladies that are deciding that they're coming to the end of their trying to conceive journeys, get yourself some oil, relax, give yourself a massage, have your spouse give you a massage. Rub yourself down, feel good about your decision, feel good about your body, and feel good about your mental health. In the meanwhile, stay peace, be happy, and know that the universe is for you.